Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Real Sports Scope. I'm your host, Robert Butler, on this 18th day, the day before the real tournament starts. Hopefully, I have the Mad New Yorker coming up here shortly. We'll go over our brackets, give you the Final Four national championship prediction. Also, a few thoughts on Jalen Waddle getting traded. Looks like, and Dolphins, like I said, last week, if not the week before that, the Dolphins look like they are in total tank mode, even with the signing of Malik Willis. I thought that was a way to get tickets to say we're not tanking. So, anyways, stand by. We'll take our first solo break. I'll be back here momentarily, hopefully with the Man New Yorker, and we'll hit the ground running here on the Real Sports Scope. Hello, Sports Scope followers. The program has seen tremendous growth since going 5 days a week. I just wanted to thank everybody for your cash contributions and sharing the program with friends and families. Just a reminder, if you want to contribute to the program, go to the Cash App, the cash sign, and Sports Scope. There are other ways to contribute to the program listed at the bottom of the screen. If you want to advertise on the program, go to sports, that is sports with an S, another S, scope, SKOPE, at gmail.com, just like it's listed at the bottom of the screen. Thank you and enjoy the program. All righty then. Now we're back here live on all links here. Quick thought here. Listen, Jalen Waddle was traded. Let me make sure and get the information here. Jalen Waddle was traded, and it went in today. That's a big deal now. Physical was passed. The trade is official. Has been passed. Dolphins have acquired the 2026 first-round pick from Denver, and the third-round pick, which is the 94th, and, of course, their fourth-round pick. Dolphins will send Jalen Waddle and the fourth-round pick over to the Denver Broncos, and I noticed the Mad New Yorker is backstage. You ready? You ready, Carlos? You know, I was just telling the audience, man, I really think that Denver gave up a lot for Jalen Waddle there. First round pick, third round pick, and a fourth round pick. And of course, now Denver will get a fourth round back from Miami. But they'll also have Jalen Waddle. Do you think that was who do you think won that trade? What's your thoughts on that one?
Well, I appreciate you having me today, man. Happy Wednesday. Yeah. So that coming in the pipes this morning with all the details, because they just announced the trade, but they didn't announce the details. I feel like that's something that kind of works for both teams in a sense where Miami's trying now to just rebuild.
Yeah.
And Waddle wants to he's probably trying to get to a place where he can try to get a championship, you know? So, those two kind of, cancel each other out in that sense. I mean, I'm not sure why Miami's going total rebuild.
Yeah.
If they just given that money to Willis, to the quarterback.
Yeah.
But
I told you last week I thought that was just a way to sell tickets to say, hey, we're not rebuilding, but if you look at some of the moves they made, it looks like they're rebuilding big time.
Right. And so, I mean, it's business, man. At the end of the day, it's business. But it's good on, like I said, it's good for Waddle because he could go somewhere now. And I mean, if you compare him to other wide receivers that were actually free agents, he's actually probably in the middle of the top best that were not available.
Not available. Okay,
no, not available. So he's probably this is probably one of the best moves that they can make to get a viable wide receiver. The Broncos need somebody to support Cortland
Sutton there.
And this makes Waddle the number one and Sutton the number two, and now Sutton will actually probably get just as much or more throws go his way, right? So that's not a bad deal for the Broncos, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, he'll be 28 in November. Jalen Waddle is. He's a speedy guy. He would fit their system up there in Denver, trying to get him the ball in space and the rarefied air. I get all that. This feels like a lot for a guy that was really considered a number two, although he filled in pretty well as the number one. I mean, you look at DJ Moore, pretty much the same age, goes to Buffalo for a second-round pick. This guy goes for a first and a third. It's saying a lot. Now, listen, if they go out and win the Super Bowl, and he's a big part of this run, it's worth it. Just like, look at A.J. Brown. And I don't think he's as good as Brown. Brown's more of a power guy, a more consistent player. Tennessee gave up got a first and third from Philadelphia for A.J. Brown. Neither one of those players are on the roster. They did win the Super Bowl with Brown, went to another Super Bowl with A.J. Brown. Now he wants out of Philadelphia. But I think they got their money's worth, right? Even with the extension and the first and third round pick. So if you win, it's all water under the bridge. But if they're just an okay playoff team, Miami got the best deal here. Not less like I said with Tennessee, the picks are totally bust, So I thought it was an interesting trade. Adam Schefter put this out, man. I mean, you talk about a lot of dead money. Tua $50 million, Tyreek Hill 28, Jalen Waddle 26, Jalen Ramsey 20, Micah Fitzpatrick 13, and 10 for Bradley Chubb and Terran Armstead. That's just a few. There's other players. It's total $175 million in dead money. This reminds me of the same team back in 2019 when they were air quote tanking for Tua, and Brian Flores messed around and won a few games. He wanted Joe Burrow. Well, they wasn't picking number one. Cincinnati was. They ended up getting Tua later on in the draft in the first round. I think it was like 5th overall. What do you think about Justin Fields? I'm surprised that Kansas City traded for him like that. But maybe it's a lifeline to the guy, man. Justin Fields gets traded from your Jets to Kansas City.
Yeah, so on that end, I feel like what happened there was that Fields and his team got an opportunity of a lifetime, and it fits his MO, right? He's a running quarterback. He likes to do gadget plays. They tried to do that with him in Chicago, but I think this is going to be an opportunity for him to go to the Chiefs and get into an offense that will kind of benefit him and he can learn from, and one of the best offensive minds in Andy Reid. So I feel like there's going to be a maturing factor there that he missed in the last 3 seasons. And with Mahomes playing more games than he'll be able to sit back there and learn. And if Mahomes does go out for whatever reason, he usually missed 3 to 5 games in the season anyway for the last.
Well, he's got this ACL injuries coming back. Maybe they're thinking he won't be back in time, and you could put a gadget guy with some good legs,
right,
like a Justin Fields there. It kind of tells me the Jets may be going quarterback somewhere in that first or second round. Maybe they take Ty Simpson. He sits a year behind Geno Smith, and instead of using the backup being Justin Fields, that kind of tells. Now, I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm just saying that kind of gives me the indication. Maybe they go Ty Simpson, who's had some good film this week at I think Chase Daniels, used to backup quarterback. He's got a podcast, Athletic and everything, with Donna Rossini, and he was showing Ty Simpson make some really good throws in college, some NFL throws. Maybe they're thinking, okay, he could sit behind Geno Smith for a year and take over. I don't know if I'd be too excited about that,
if I'm Jet fans, what do you think about that potential possibility of where they think they may possibly maybe going?
Well, I don't know if the Jets have a decent plan or any plan about the future, other than they was just looking for a quarterback for the season.
Yeah.
And I say that with the utmost seriousness. Like, I'm sure they have some kind of plan, but I think that they're playing it out, and they're also going to look at money wise what's going to happen at the end of the season, because some of these contracts are going to be due, and they're going to make moves that way, and also make more moves so that way they can try to obtain funds if they can't, or if they don't think that they'll be able to draft a quarterback or find one that they like, maybe be able to sign one. So, all the moves the Jets have made, though, have put them in a position where they're at least competitive.
Yeah.
And now I feel like with this roster, they'll probably get 8 wins.
With the Jets?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I'm thinking them in Miami may be battling for the number 1 pick in the same division.
Right. Well, see, here's the thing I'm sure they'll probably get 1 win from the Patriots. And they'll get 2 wins from Miami. So that's 3 wins in the division.
Well, they do play each other. That's unfortunate if you're wanting to tank for.
Right. And then
Deontay Moore or somebody.
They'll probably steal 1 from Buffalo or not. And even if they don't, they still have to play other teams that are, that are probably going to be in a situation where they're trying to reorganize or beef up their rosters there. So I think they'll be okay this year coming through. And if you're looking for the Jets to be a playoff team, they're not there yet, but they definitely can improve in the winning side compared to what they did last season. And that's a positive. Yeah. I don't think they'll fire their coach just yet. So,
Yeah, I think he'll probably be fired about maybe in the middle of the season. But hey, who knows?
I don't feel that yet because he's not the biggest issue. His coaching isn't the biggest issue. The biggest issue is the ownership and and the decisions that they made.
But the owner still owns the team. It's unfortunate, but they got a lot of picks these next 2 years. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. So like, if he gets fired, it won't be this season. It'll probably be next season. If he gets fired. But he has a lot to do with it. There's a lot he could do to make sure that doesn't happen. So,
yeah, it's hard to tell what Woody Johnson's going to do. Woody Johnson don't know what he's going to do.
But I mean, he fired a decent. He fired a decent coach. The coach left and ended up being in the playoffs.
Who's that?
Who's the coach right now for the Bucks?
Oh, Todd Bowles. Yeah.
So
it's really tough if you don't have a quarterback, man. If you're chomping at the bit for a quarterback, it's tough, And I don't know if he coached Sam Darnold or not, Todd Bowles. But either way, we'll see. We got a long ways to go. You ready to talk some NCAA basketball, Chief?
Let's do this.
Yeah. Here, let me get. I hope I don't get hit with the copyright from Facebook on this, but I doubt it. Let's see.
I'm gonna take you down right now.
Get your height, dude. Get your height.
I love it.
Rick Pitino and your St. John's team, they were 5th seed. I don't know. They won the conference championship, man. He thought they probably should have been a 4, maybe a 3. He said 4, though. He's pretty modest guy, Pitino. Do you think they got robbed beating Connecticut like that?
No. The first loss, but one of the losses to Connecticut where they got stomped is what put them in that situation where they had to win out. Remember, we were there. I told you that weekend that they played, and then they had to play Villanova and play Seton Hall, and then they had to win out, and so they played 2 games in that couple days there that they didn't play that well at, and that affected them in a sense to where affected how they would be looked upon, and they were forced to win their conference. So even if their
So you're okay
games,
with 5, it sounds like.
even though their wins and their games are like totaled out and are top heavy, their play in the last few weeks of the season were not of championship type caliber play. So
But they answered the the call when they played Connecticut again and blowing them out in the championship game, man, the conference tournament.
oh yeah, that's but again, they've already had to do they were already going to be in that tournament, right? That wasn't something that they had to earn. They were in, that's their tournament.
Well, they were going to be seeded, but I'm just saying, oh well, it doesn't matter, man.
No, you make it sound like they're not getting anywhere. He's like,
no, a 5th seed. It's all good though.
But I like them.
Still thinking about them last year where they really were disappointing, you know?
Yeah, I think that's probably what it is. You still got to taste in your mouth about that. But look, what I like right now of this whole dance is that Tennessee and New York is represented very well. So
yeah, you like Tennessee, yeah.
So
let's see. Well, I'll tell you what, man. Let me hear your bracket, and I may stop you if you got a big upset there, and I'll try to follow along with you. And we'll compare Final Fours and all that stuff, Chief.
all right, so let's start from the East and then go to the West.
Yeah, so you must be doing those ESPN brackets too, aren't you?
I'm doing like me. I usually do 4, and 2 of them. And I usually have 2 of the 4 that are kind of consistent. Like,
yeah, I hear you. Yeah, this is. I remember Mike Golick and remember Mike and Mike. So this is the one you're saying on here. This is a sheet of integrity. Remember, he's saying a sheet of integrity because
this is my go-to. This is my go-to sheet.
Yeah, the go-to. Yeah, and like Greedy would say. Picks doomed to go wrong. You feel so confident on Wednesday. Right. And then Thursday, midday, you're like, what happened here, man? What happened? I mean, all the studying for nothing.
Yeah, no. What I like this, I like this is the official bracket that I have.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll start off with the Duke.
In the East, okay.
In the East, Duke plays Siena.
That's it. You're not calling for that upset, I would imagine, right?
No, not at all. And so I have Duke over Siena on this game.
Okay.
The next game we have Ohio State playing Texas TCU.
TCU, yeah.
And I have on this one I do have TCU upsetting Ohio State.
TCU, okay.
Yeah.
I had Ohio State there, so. That's going to be an interesting one. I'll keep that one in mind, man.
Yeah, and I have that because TCU played in a really tough conference this year. The conference played tough. They're speedy. I like they get hot quick and they don't take no time to get back into a game. So and Ohio State is a little bit they're not as fast, but they are they have good shooters. They play good defense.
That's correct. Yeah.
So
yeah,
I like
10 minutes of stat. That 8-9 is always a good game, man.
Yeah. So I like TCU now. If they don't win out, I don't have them that far. So
okay.
And then we get to St. John, my home team here in Queens. I got them in Northern Iowa.
Okay.
And
that makes sense. The 5-12.
And then we have Kansas versus California Baptist.
Yeah.
I got Kansas in that game.
Okay.
Then we have Louisville versus South Florida.
Yeah.
I have Louisville on that game. Even though South Florida is
okay. They got an entry to
run. People are expecting them to this game to be a flip-flop, but I still believe in Louisville for other reasons. I was watching a lot of their games and they're deep. I like that they have a few South Florida isn't that deep, but they're fast and they have a good game. So this is going to be a game to watch.
Yes, it will. Because South Florida's got a pretty good resume for 11 seed.
Yeah, they do. So, and then the Michigan State plays North Dakota State. I have Michigan winning that game.
Okay, makes sense.
I got the hot team UCLA over University of Central Florida.
Wow. Yeah. You know, that coach is intense in UCLA, man.
Yeah, he throwing his players out off the team and put them in check, and I like that. You need that in a coach to put, to get you back on the straight and narrow. So
yeah.
I got that Bruins over Central Florida.
Okay.
And then the last game, Connecticut and Furman, I have UConn coming out.
Yeah, I knew you wouldn't go against UConn this early. Yeah.
Right.
So
So
how can we ask you this? You're gonna go to the South next, right? How ticked off is Florida, dude? You know what I'm saying? From losing to Vanderbilt like that, do you think maybe they were just flat in that game?
I think, and I said this for a while, and I have like Vanderbilt is one of my hot teams.
Yeah.
That was going to disrupt the dance. I don't know if you remember me saying that. And
you did. You said they were a good call there, man. Good call.
And I think they're right on the precipice of upsetting a lot of teams, but they do have to be very wary of trying to shoot way too many threes. But they can do it, and it's a fun team to watch. But Florida shouldn't be upset. They matched up. They didn't match up well with that team, but they do have the better team in all on better records. So.
Okay, so you're going to the South now, I guess, right?
Well, we started here, so the next team is Clemson and Iowa. I have Iowa beating Clemson.
Okay.
I don't trust Clemson this year.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I have Vanderbilt over McNeese.
Okay. I doubt you'd go against Vanderbilt this early.
I've got Troy over Nebraska.
Wow. Okay.
No.
Like Troy. Okay. That's interesting.
Then there's North Carolina and VCU. I have North Carolina beating VCU, but that's going to be a close game. I think they're going to give them a run.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a gimme game at all.
Okay.
So, and then I have Illinois over Penn.
Okay.
I have Texas A&M over St. Mary's.
Okay.
And then I have Houston over Idaho.
Okay. Yeah, Houston's going to be great in this tournament, I think.
Yeah.
All right.
You're
moving to the west side.
All right, to the west. The first game is Michigan. Congratulations to Howard for winning that game.
Yeah.
I thought for sure they wasn't gonna come back, but they did make a run and they did very well.
I thought the West started off with Arizona, Long Island.
Oh wait, 1 second. Where am I?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, it is Arizona, Long Island. My bad.
Yeah.
I have Arizona over Long Island, even though I
can't see you, brother.
Say what?
You got a still screen there. It's all right. We'll just go with the still screen. I can still hear you. That's all right, brother. So you got Arizona, of course. That'd be a heck of an upset if you pick Long Island there.
I know. I was debating it because it's a local.
Really? Oh, there you go. You went back to normal now.
It's a local team, so I was like, let's see if I can. But I don't. They played well. They were one of the first teams to qualify for their conference. But I just was like, Arizona played very well, so they're the 1 seed, so I couldn't do that.
Right.
And then I have Villanova over Utah State.
Okay, that makes sense.
But that's going to be a good game, guys. This one, even though I picked Villanova, Utah State
that game, yes,
is a good team. What they did to San Diego State, that was a good championship.
Yeah.
That's a team to watch if you want to watch some good basketball. I mean, a lot of these games are going to be good. Then Wisconsin versus High Point.
Yeah,
I got the Badgers coming out of that one.
Yeah,
So 1 second.
Go ahead.
And so, let's see here. Then I have Arkansas over Hawaii.
Okay.
That's Calipari down there, right?
Yeah, Cal. Yeah. Well, they won the SEC tournament, and they got that really good. That guard they have.
I got BYU over Texas.
Okay.
And I got Gonzaga over Kennesaw State.
All right.
Hurricanes over Missouri.
Okay.
Even though Missouri did play pretty well in that
Actually, a home game for Missouri. They're playing in St. Louis, but you know what? I'm leaning Miami there too. But I'll tell you mine in a minute.
I got and then I got Purdue over Queens.
Okay. Now we're in the Midwest.
Yep, I got Michigan over Howard.
Okay.
Georgia over St. Louis. Although I think that's going to be a flip.
It'd be a flip game, yeah. 8-9 usually are.
Yeah. I'm not sure if Georgia's going to have enough stamina to hold off, but they're a strong team defensively, but that might be a flip there. I have Texas Tech over Akron.
Okay.
I have Alabama over Hofstra, another local team here in Long Island, New York.
Yeah.
I got and that's Speedy Claxton's team right there, Hofstra.
Speedy Claxton. I heard an interview with him in a local radio station up there.
Or is he in Long Island?
Hofstra. He's coaching Hofstra.
Yeah, Hofstra, yes, right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, and then Tennessee over the winner of tonight's game.
Okay. Yeah.
There's one team playing tonight.
Oh, yeah. Miami, Ohio did get in. Yeah.
Yeah. So then I got Virginia and Wright State. I got Wright State over Virginia.
A big upset there. Wow.
Yeah. That's my upset team for that.
That's a big upset, a 3 over. But it happens. It don't happen that often, but it does happen.
Now Santa Clara's back in the dance, but they're not going to last long. I got Kentucky over Santa Clara.
Yeah, local team here, Iowa State and Tennessee State. Remember Tennessee State used to play Austin Peay?
Yeah. I got Iowa State over Tennessee State.
Yeah, big time, huh?
No, Tennessee's got a good team. There's just that Iowa State, man, that conference really they were in.
Dude. Yeah.
That competition they played this year, man.
All right, let's go to the next round then. Start at the top, brother.
Back at the East.
Yeah, Duke, Ohio State. Who you got?
I'm gonna run it to the Sweet 16. I got Duke coming out over TCU.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
And then I have St. John's playing Duke, and I have Duke playing Connecticut for the final rounds of that bracket.
Okay.
So I got that's just to make it easier and shorter for you.
Sure, man. Sure.
So then we get on to the South, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a rematch with Florida and Vanderbilt.
Oh yeah.
And I got Florida winning that rematch, and I got them playing Houston for the final of that bracket.
And then go down, yeah. Arizona, Arkansas.
I got Arizona coming all the way out. They're going to play Wisconsin, but they're going to beat Wisconsin, and I got them playing Purdue.
Purdue, okay.
Purdue coming out.
Yeah.
I think that they're going to fall. I think that Purdue's going to beat Gonzaga. And
that'll be a big game, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So right now, I have UConn and Purdue coming out of that.
Okay.
After those two brackets.
All right.
That's my final four. The first
Who's
two.
your final four?
Oh, we're going to the South real quick.
Yeah. Go to South then. South side.
I got Michigan. I got Michigan coming all the way through, and I got them playing Kentucky.
Okay.
And I got Houston and coming out of the South, and I got Michigan coming out of the Midwest. So my final four will be UConn,
okay,
Houston, and I got Purdue, Michigan, and for the final I have Houston versus Michigan.
Houston versus Michigan. Okay, who wins the national championship?
Unfortunately, Houston's going to come short, and I feel like Michigan's going to win that game. 88 to 84.
88 to 84. All right. That's interesting, man. That's interesting, brother. Okay. All right, here we go. We'll start it off, and I'll try to be a little bit rapid fire, but we could comment on some of the ones we disagreed. Duke over Siena, no biggie there. Took Ohio State. Thought they were a little bit better shooting team than TCU, but I do agree with you. They are a fast team. That'll be a good one. I think that's the first game too. That'll be interesting. Obviously, St. John's, they're playing great right now over Northern Iowa. We're in the East, folks. Kansas over California Baptist. I got South Florida, like their resume. Louisville has an injury to a player here. And by the way, folks, there's a lot of injuries this year. And one of them was to Louisville. I want to say, here, I got it real quick. I'm not going to waste a lot of time with this stuff, but there was an injury to their star freshman, Mikael Brown Jr., opening weekend. The school announced he's dealing with a back injury and not play against South Florida and may not play if they advance. But, hey, look, like you said, they got a little depth there. About just like the resume of South Florida. South Florida's pretty good. I like South Florida to win that game.
Oh, nice.
Michigan State, obviously, Izzo. This is a good team over North Dakota State. I got UCF. UCLA's got to travel across the country here. I got UCF winning this game. I know UCLA can beat anybody, and I know they can lose anybody with that crazy coach. I like UCF with the upset there. It's a 10. It's a 10-7. UConn over Furman. Going to the South. Florida, of course, over PV, LEH. Clemson, like Clemson over Iowa, although that's going to be a pretty tight game. It's an 8-9 deal there. And, of course, Vanderbilt with their athletic guard play over McKenzie. I got Nebraska. I like Nebraska's season. This is their first tournament, folks. Their first tournament. But I do think they're a better program than Troy. I got Nebraska winning a basketball game, not a football game. I got them winning as the 4. Carolina, I don't got a big run out of Carolina, but I do like Carolina to beat Virginia Commonwealth there. I like Illinois over Penn. Did you take Penn State? Did you take Penn University, by the way, over Illinois?
No, I have Illinois beating them.
Oh, okay. I've got St. Mary's over Texas A&M. Mm-hmm. They're in Gonzaga's division. I like the way they've been playing. They're the higher seed. It's kind of weird, but they're actually the 7. I took St. Mary's 10-7. That can go either way, but I went different from you on that one. Obviously, Houston over Idaho, one of my favorite bets of the week. Going to the West, Arizona over Long Island, Villanova over Utah State, Wisconsin over High Point. That's supposed to be a really high-scoring game. Wisconsin's a little closer to home there, like their shooting ability there. Going down south a little bit here, Arkansas over Hawaii. I've got BYU over Texas. It's a good win by Texas the other day, but I think BYU's rested. They're closer to home as well. Gonzaga over Kennesaw State. Got Miami. I know this game is played in St. Louis, but there's a lot of injuries also to Missouri, so go figure. Take Miami over them. Purdue over Queens. Okay, going down to the Midwest, Michigan over Howard. Georgia over St. Louis. Oh, that, like you said, that'll be a tight one. Texas Tech over Akron. Texas Tech does have some injuries, but they shoot the 3 ball well. I think they'll skid past these guys, but a lot of times a 12 does beat a 5. So that's something to keep an eye on with Texas Tech and Akron. Alabama, they had a player get caught from Alabama, by the way, with 2 pounds. Did you see that? 2 pounds of marijuana in his dorm room. Does that sound like my deal there with the now that the guy at Austin Peay didn't have 2 pounds of pot, but he got a citation for marijuana.
Did he have a gun in his room? Because this guy had a weapon.
Yeah, and 2 pounds. That makes him look like a dealer. I still think they'll beat Hofstra, but that could be an upset, folks. That could be an interesting upset. Alabama's one of the highest scoring teams in the country. I think they got enough depth to get this one win, but I just want to throw that side nugget in there for everybody that they have a player that will not play. They got to pass some marijuana in this locker in the dorm room. Of course, Tennessee over the SMU Miami Ohio game. The SMU Miami Ohio winner. Virginia over Wright State. Kentucky over Santa Clara. Iowa State over Tennessee State. Iowa State should play well. But, hey, that's why you play the games. You never know, right? Duke over Ohio State. We'll see how that plays. Listen, Duke almost lost the other day to Florida State, so anything can happen. They've got some injuries. I would have taken Duke all the way if they didn't have injury to their guard play. St. John's over Kansas. Michigan State over South Florida. I've got UConn over UCF. I've got Florida over Clemson. I've got Vanderbilt over Nebraska. Illinois over North Carolina. Houston over St. Mary's. Arizona over, going down to the west, Arizona over Villanova. Arkansas, this will be a good game. Arkansas and their speedy guard play over Wisconsin. That's 4-5. That'll be a good one if it plays out that way. Gonzaga, hopefully they'll get one of their best players back. His last name is Huff, Braden Huff. Possibly could have him back by the next game. Possibly. He might not play, but I do think they'll get past BYU. They got a little bit more depth there. Purdue over Miami, of course. Michigan over Georgia. Alabama over Texas Tech, just because Texas Tech has got more injury problems. And Virginia over Tennessee. Iowa State over Kentucky. Going to the next round here. Sweet 16, doing rapid fire. St. John's. I got St. John's beating Duke.
Really?
I think Duke has too many injuries, man. I'm really concerned about their injuries there. Michigan State over UConn. UConn is not that good this year. They're good, but they're not powerhouse good this year. Florida, like you said, took them as well over Vanderbilt in a rematch. Houston over Illinois. Arizona over Arkansas. That'd be a good game if that plays out that way. These are going to be some great games. Gonzaga over Purdue. I'm banking on a guy coming back from Gonzaga. I'll probably get destroyed here, but it's too hard to tell. This is like football, dude. This is like the battle of attrition, man. Michigan over Alabama. Iowa State over Virginia. Going to the Elite Eight. Michigan State will beat St. John's. Okay. Houston will beat Florida. Arizona will beat Gonzaga. Iowa State will beat Michigan. Okay. Final four, folks. Houston over Michigan State. Arizona over Iowa State. And Arizona 72, Houston 68. Arizona wins the national championship. Listen, do I have a lot of confidence in that? No, because there's so many. They're a very young team led by, they got some freshmen there they're leaning on. Do I think Houston? I noticed you got Houston in the Final Four too as well. I think Houston could very well win this thing with the right draw, or maybe even an Iowa State the way they're playing and the way their draw is. Michigan's got injuries. Duke has got injuries. Carolina's got an injury. There's Texas Tech. I would have had Texas Tech if they had Toppin back, maybe them going. So it's hard to tell this year, man. I wish I wouldn't have picked Arizona, but I wanted to pick something different. But they just seem to be the healthiest team, man.
Yeah, well, they're one of the best teams coming out of their conference. They're one of the best teams coming out of
one of the best
in the
conferences.
top 25. But I don't, like you said about age, I think they're too young or too green, which is why I think that when they play Purdue in the Sweet 16, that Purdue's got one up against them.
Yeah.
Where they're going to have no issue with stamina, but they're going to have a strength issue. And Purdue's got a team there that is well built, formidable, and not truly tested, but I think they have enough gumption and enough years behind them as a team to be able to control the youth factor that Arizona has. So,
well, I've got
I feel like Arizona will probably play themselves out of the lead, is what I'm saying.
I could very well see a Houston or Iowa State winning this thing. Like I said, Michigan injuries there, Duke injuries there, Florida. You saw the weakness at guard. We talked about it before the tournament. Losing to Vanderbilt like that, I can't see Florida win the national championship. Can you?
I just right now when they have that rematch, I see them having a rematch in the 3-16 rounds.
That's going to be a great game. I hope that's the case.
But I feel like even if they have a rematch, that's probably going to be a 5-point game there, and it could go either way. When they play this rematch, and whoever wins that team will lose to Houston because of that fact that team that game's going to be very
physical,
very long.
Yes, it'd be hardcore. The CBS guys I recorded, we played their predictions last year. Clark Kellogg has Duke, Florida, Purdue. He was hyped up on that Purdue. Purdue's got a very good point guard. Very good point guard. I don't think they have the overall talent, although they did beat Michigan. He's got Duke, Florida, Purdue, Virginia in the Final Four. His national champion is Purdue over Virginia. But I beat Clark Kellogg last year, so I don't know about it.
No man said I beat him last year.
What is this? I think his name is Seth. Is it Seth Greenberg? What is that guy's name? Seth something that's from CBS. Seth Davis. Seth Davis.
I don't recall his last name.
Yeah,
but it is Seth.
It's the guys that do the Selection Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay. He's got Duke also. So these guys are banking on Duke to stay healthy. I don't know what they're thinking, but he's got Duke, Houston, Arizona, and Michigan, Seth Davis. And he's got Arizona over Michigan, too. So he likes Michigan like yourself in the national champ. Who did you pick for your national champion?
I got Michigan over Houston, yeah.
Okay, he has Arizona over Michigan. So he has Michigan also in the national championship. One of our favorite guys, Bruce Pearl, who kind of made a fool out of himself trying to talk up Auburn with their 500 record, which his son coaches. Bruce Pearl has your St. John's in the Final Four against Florida, Arizona, and Michigan. That's Bruce Pearl's Final Four. Bruce Pearl has Arizona over Michigan to win the national championship. So Bruce Pearl picked Arizona to win the national championship. I wish I wouldn't have picked that, but I did. He's just looking at it, and him and Seth Davis both have Arizona winning the national championship over Michigan. So, hey, you know what? They're the experts. Pearl's a great coach. What I know,
They're not paying you the big bucks.
Yeah. So it's kind of a bummer that can you remember a time where we had this many injuries, man, in college? This ain't football,
Right.
I don't remember this many injuries being here. So I think that's going to make it interesting because teams like Texas Tech could get knocked out in the first round. I picked Alabama to win 2 games. They could get knocked out in the first round because of the scandal there with the player getting in trouble, they score a lot of points. They don't really play a lot of defense, you know? So, interesting stuff, huh?
What? So like just like every year, you know, the dance is an exciting time, but this time it's not just going to be exciting. There's going to be. I feel like for this dance, there's going to be very little upsets.
Really, you think it's going to be a lot of chalk? Even when I know injuries, I just mentioned that. I mentioned Carolina injury.
Yeah, I think even if there is an upset, it'd be in the first round. But I don't think after the first round you'll see too many upsets.
Okay.
Right.
Last year was pretty chalky. It was all 4-1s last year. You know.
Yeah. It'd be, you know, it'd be sad if all SEC teams get knocked out. It's like, oh my gosh, because that like
I feel they're strong this year. The SEC could be wrong. Could be wrong.
Well, last year I went strong in the SEC like a fanboy. I maybe it was because I was watching more SEC basketball, but I was like, you know, these teams are going to be great.
Did you pick Houston last year? Who'd you pick? I picked Duke, and they got knocked out by Houston.
I picked Houston and Connecticut.
You picked against Florida, didn't you?
Last year, yeah.
Oh, you picked Connecticut to go to win it again?
No. Last year, no. I'm talking about last year. You asked me about last year.
Yeah.
I had Houston, Connecticut. Oh man, I should have printed out my
That's all right, man. That's all right, brother.
I did have 3 of the teams of the Final Four teams. I had 3 last year.
Okay. Yeah. I was for sure I was going to win this thing last year. The Duke but you know, I went young with Duke last year, and of course they folded at the end. They had that big lead on Houston. Then Houston beat them, and of course, Florida ended up beating Houston by a hair. Remember that?
Yeah.
Houston. One thing you know about Houston, they're going to play great defense, and they have this one guard that's really good. This guy, good shooter, but they're not super talented. You know, that's the thing. I don't think they're as talented as an Arizona or even a healthy Duke team, you know. But hey, listen, it's like football, baby. You know, battle of attrition, you got to get it. So, anything else? Huh?
It's exciting, man. It's very exciting. I'm ready, man. I'm even some of these games I played yesterday. I was flipping back and forth with the WBC, and I was just like, this is too much.
Yeah, Venezuela locked out America. I didn't get a chance to see it. I was working a little bit of Uber there. Hey, man.
We didn't get the hits. The U.S. didn't get the hits they needed. So,
yeah. Any given day, those countries are good. Dominican Republic, Venezuela players. You know, I'm surprised Dominican Republic's not there every year. To be honest with you, they're like Brazil back in the day in soccer. If you want to give that analogy, but now this could be one of those tournaments where it's just what team gets hot in the tournament. Do you have did you see Arkansas winning the SEC?
No,
I was going to.
They attest that to the coaching of Calipari and how he gets these guys ready for these type of tournaments. So, I question their stamina. That's all because I know they have the fortitude and they have the strength, but what I don't know is that they're going to be ready to carry that kind of load through the dance. You know, it's kind of like when he coached some of those Kentucky teams. It's to the Sweet 15, and they just didn't have enough stamina. They were too green, or like they just didn't.
They're always green because they were one and done guys.
One and done, yeah. So, we'll see what happens, man. It's good to see him back it's good to see some of these top-rated coaches back.
Yeah,
you know, Izzo and Paterno and Calipari
Izzo.
Houston's coach, what's his name?
Kevin Sampson.
Yeah, so
those guys are going to play hard.
These are coaches that we looked up to when we was you know. So
yeah, I mean, Patino's like in the 70s, man. You know, he's coached these guys like He's about 43. He's about our age. It's his first big job, and he's trying not to get fired. He's coaching so hard right now.
Those kids.
Speeches.
One of the problem with like St. John's and some of these other teams, some of these other kids, some of these guys playing ball is that they go to shooting the three way too soon. They don't set it up, and then they're not set up to shoot a three, and they
do that. That's why I like to get the good shot, but they're just not overall that talented.
It just it is what it is. It's tournament style basketball, so we'll see.
Yeah, I think I got a cut from him. If I can find it, I'll play it. I'll play it on my phone. You can hear it. Let's see. I might have it. I hope I didn't mess it up. Rick Pitino, today is Wednesday. Here we go. No, that's not that one. Listen to folks. Rick Pitino talking to his team. This is St. John's about adversity. Listen up.
You know what adversity is all about? Where is your toughness? Where have you been raised that you're so weak mentally that you just give up when something doesn't go right for you? Don't you know what adversity is all about? That's the game of life, not the game of basketball. You don't get down when things go wrong. You dig in and get tougher. Your whole life's going to be adversity.
I mean, he's coaching like he's in, Remember the Titans or something.
Yeah. I'm about to say, he sounded like Al Pacino. Just 1 inch. Just take 1 inch.
You know something? That was a cheesy
movie. Inches.
But he had some good. Al Pacino did have a really good speech in Any Given Sunday. I'll have to give him that. Don't that guy make you want to run through a brick wall? I mean, think about it this way. I wish there was a way, and I have to go back to the brackets and scan through it, for UConn and St. John's to play again. Because UConn beats them by 20 points. St. John's beats them. This is like Ali Frazier. And these two coaches are coaching like it's their last. If they lose, they're going to be executed after the game. I love it that's how it was in the 80s and 90s, man.
Yeah, because you have to understand, Rob, like, you living up here in the East Coast, that's a rivalry game, man. And it don't matter when it's played. It's going to be played to the 110th. You know what I'm saying? Because these guys literally hate each other. Like, you in Queens and New York, you don't talk about Boston, man. You don't talk about Connecticut. You don't talk about Hartford. That stuff don't matter. This is New York, and you're gonna get it. You got to go get it, and you got to win, man. You got to win because these fans here are real, man.
Yeah, it would be cool to see them make it, even though they weren't in my Final Four. Who was that? There was a coach back in the day. I think it was in 1990 that charged Calipari at the stand. You remember that?
Who charged him?
We probably didn't see it live, but I'm pretty sure you've probably heard about it, or you maybe seen the clip. He charged him at the podium, man. This was back in the day, and I'll get his name.
When he was in UMass,
John Chaney, infamously charged. He threatened John Calipari at UMass.
Yeah,
February 13, 1994.
Yeah.
It raged physical play, post-game comments. Chaney interrupted Cal's press conference and shouted, "I'll kill him. I'm going to kill you."
he was real, bro. He had the big eyes with the darkness under his eyes.
He's always lost a lot of sleep, coach.
Yeah, man. I just picture him smoking cigarettes and yelling at his players.
He tries to get everything out of the average guy, but Calipari's got this real nice suit. He just gets better players because he's a better salesman.
What team he was? So that was at UMass, and Chaney was at not Boston College. He was at
94,
a school in Philadelphia.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What's the name of that school?
CHAN.
I can't remember.
He just died in 91, by the way. I should know this, man. I want to say he was at Temple. Yeah.
Temple. I was trying to figure out which one it was. I know it wasn't.
They finished 23-8 and reached the Elite Eight. I mean, John Chaney could coach. He just never had the talent. They reached the Elite Eight. Now, 96, if you recall, UMass was the number one team in the country with Calipari, led by Marcus Camby.
Marcus Camby, that's right.
And got beat by Pitino. Speaking of the devil, got beat by Pitino in Kentucky.
Yes.
With Tony Delk and that bunch.
Yes, that was the guy that got drafted by the Celtics, wasn't it?
I thought Camby went to your Knicks, did he?
No, I'm talking about wasn't that
yeah, Delk and
Ron Mercer. They had Ron Mercer and what's his guy's name?
He's a ball hog. He's a good player, but he's a big ball hog. He went
Anthony,
to the Celtics.
Anthony?
Yeah.
Was it Anthony?
Yeah, and the Walker.
Anthony Walker, yeah.
Yeah, Walker.
That was a squad, man.
I love that. That turned out to be a really good Kentucky.
Then they had Pope on it. Wait, they had not Pope. What had this white guy? Yeah, Pope, right? They had Pope on the team.
I think he was, and now he's the head coach there.
Yeah.
Kentucky basketball depth chart. Let's see who his name was. That was Walker, who played. Antonio Walker.
Ron
Mercer from here in Nashville.
Yep.
Yeah,
Tony Delk.
Tony Delk was really he's a baller, even though he wasn't a star in college. He was a good player in that particular team. Tino get everything out of him, man. I mean, he won with Louisville. You know, some people were saying Joe Bonino, who's up in New York, he's a radio guy. You know what I'm saying? You know who he is, bro. He always goes, bro.
No, bro. Seriously, no.
The committee's got it in for Pitino, bro, going back to him getting in trouble with Louisville. And I thought maybe that's true for giving him a 5 seed like that, but Tino's not a victim. He's like, you know what? I thought we'd probably get a 5 seed. I'm ready to go. He said a 4 at best. And
like I said, that St. John's team, once they lost that game to Connecticut.
Yeah, and the regular season.
Once again, it messed up the way that the committee was watching the one-on-ones conference interplay.
Yeah.
Right. So that just that made it topsy-turvy. And then that made St. John's though have to be on high alert because they couldn't make any mistakes.
Yeah, and they would really drop the. But anyways, it's all good, man. I'm really excited. Well, I've got your Final Four. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna clip it. Matter of fact, if you've got it in front of you, could you tell me your Final Four real quick for editing purposes, Chief?
So you don't lie with one of your 20 brackets. Hold on one second. Let me bring it back up.
Final Four national champion.
Where'd it go? I have it somewhere. Final Four. I got so my Final Four is Connecticut versus Houston in Indianapolis on April 4th. And then I have Purdue versus Michigan. And I have Houston versus Michigan. And I have it at 88. Michigan wins 88-83.
Okay. And my Final Four is Michigan State, Houston, Arizona, and Iowa State. And for the national championship game, I've got Arizona over Houston, 72-68. Arizona wins the national championship. A prediction due to go wrong. All right, there. Hey, man.
Don't be too bad on you. So don't beat yourself up.
Gotta throw that in there. I won't, man. Bad New Yorker, everybody. Appreciate you, brother. All right, folks, we will be back. I'll be back here probably Monday, talking a little bit, breaking down this weekend's games, which I'm sure there'll be some massive upsets. And you know what? I'm going to try to get Jack Hirsch on next Wednesday and maybe the Mad New Yorker back Thursday, and we'll go over what where we're at on these tournament games. So have a good night, everybody. Enjoy the games. I'll see you then. And if you like the show, please share the show here on the Real Sports Scope.